Good morning and welcome. Over the past 3 days, it's been my privilege to host Dr. James Ikwelono, a faculty member of the Jos, Nigeria School of Biblical Studies. Our congregation provides a small amount of support for that school, and Dr. Ikwelono is on a tour of the United States. He's stopping at places which support the school. While he was here, he was able to visit with several of our members, and he gave a presentation to our Wednesday evening gathering. We also visited some of the places in the Wichita area, as well as 2 of our local church ministry points, our food pantry, as well as Carpenter Place. We learned much from each other in our conversations together, and we've grown to appreciate the work done in Jos by the school. But beyond that, these past 3 days were a sort of a meeting of 2 cultures. Dr. Ikwelono is not unfamiliar with the U.S., having studied here for several years. He's very familiar with things such as pizza, barbecue, some aspects of U.S. history, and some of the geographic places in this nation. But it's obvious that he loves his country and he wants to see it grow and prosper. When we think of Nigeria, we often think of the negative, those Nigerian scams that have become the point of so many stories that we have told. Most of us are well aware of those emails where some Nigerian so-called prince has millions of dollars that he wants to give us if we will only pay a couple of $1,000s to have the money transferred to our account. Scams have become more sophisticated in recent years, forcing us to be ever vigilant when we're connected to the internet. Scams also come from many nations, including our own, not just from Nigeria. The nation of Nigeria is much larger and much more complicated than the scam artists who have made the nation odious to many of us. A nation of over 218 million people with a growth rate of over 3% annually. The population density of the nation is over 660 per square mile. The nation is wealthy in resources, but the government and the society seem to be in constant turmoil of some kind. Inflation is rampant there at over 30% annually, and it's been that way for several years. The Nigerian naira, the currency of the nation, is worth less than 1/10 of a cent in US dollars. There's no Social Security retirement system in the country, and the average life expectancy there is only about 57 years. Well, I say those things to help you understand that even though we may complain about things in this nation, things such as the rate of inflation, cost of things, health care, government bureaucracy, or some other ailment, when compared with other places in the world, we continue to see blessing upon blessing. We know that at least some of what we have now is not sustainable in the long run, and we scramble to find ways to mitigate those things which are causing issues in the environment, the economy, perhaps in our relations with other nations of the world. But through all of this, however, at least for Christians, should be a vision that goes beyond the Middle East situation, global warming, or inflation. We are not citizens of this world, this kingdom. Our true citizenship is in the kingdom of heaven as we look forward to the new heavens and the new earth and the renewal of all things. Yes, we live in the here and now. Yes, we confront issues and problems in this life. Yes, we search for answers and we long for relief. And yes, sometimes this world and this life can display a beauty and a sense of wellness and contentment that make us want to stay in that state from now on. But of course, troubles and issues always seem to find their way into that mix, and that beauty and that sense of well-being are soon replaced with something more sinister in nature that needs our attention. That old gospel song, "This world is not my home," may well be appropriate here. The first line is, "This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through." And at the end of that line, it says, "And I can't feel at home in this world anymore." Well, as you navigate through life today, appreciate the blessings and the beauty, take on the challenges, and remember that this place is not really your home. You're just visiting. Blessings.